Okay, hello everybody. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. If you've received my email, then you absolutely done the right thing by clicking on the link to watch this video. Now, it's been a while since I made a video, but I absolutely had to, do one when I actually read about this project. The project is called Kuverit. Okay, now what caught my attention with their headline was this word right here: mainstream. Mainstream. Everybody talks about how, blockchain is going to change the world. But nobody actually ever does anything about it. I call it ring fencing. Everybody who does anything in blockchain, they ring fence themselves into the blockchain and crypto space, which is still relatively small. But these guys, they have ambition. Okay, they're looking to take their application to the mainstream market. And when you see what their application does, very, very simple, but there's a massive need for it in the global marketplace. So they're looking to combat the global fraud epidemic with blockchain's first mainstream smartphone application. Okay, and I've got their white paper open here that we're going to take a quick flick through in a moment. I like their motto: if it's worth it, cover it. Now, let me quickly go through the points about this project that actually caught my attention. What makes our ICO unique? This is massive. No institutional investment. No institutional investment. Now, let's face it, the ICO model is fundamentally flawed. ICOs over the last 2 years have been absolute garbage, partly because of the model that they use. ICOs have three phases: private pre-sale, and then their main ICO. Their private pre-sale is what screws up the ICO investment for everybody, or, it makes it unprofitable. But what they do, institutional investors can get up to 70% discount on the tokens. So that means the people buying as institutional investors, or what they call private pre-sale, they buy at 70% less than we pay for them. So when these tokens hit the market, the institutional investors can sell at 30 to 40% less than us and still make 30% profit. They screw the market up for absolutely everybody. So no institutional investment should mean no mass dumping of tokens on the exchanges when the token hits the open market. Phased fundraising for me is a massive plus sign for this project, because most ICOs, they just go private pre-sale, ICO, and they do it all in one round. So in their pre-sale, they're going to sell 1 billion tokens at 0.001. That's 1,000 tokens per dollar. 1,000 tokens per dollar. That's a big deal, especially when you start to understand how this application is going to work and the potential for this token. They're going to market in their main ICO with a fully fledged bona fide product live on iOS and Android. Now, most ICOs have always just been about ideas, and that's how they've always managed to fail. So these guys are taking the funds raised from phase one. There'll probably be a 3-month gap based on their roadmap, and they're developing the application and their main ICO. Now look at the difference in the price. In their main ICO, they're selling for 0.001. Right now at at pre-sale, they're selling at 0.001. I think they're doing things very, very smartly, clever the way they're doing things, phase, structured, milestone kind of setup. So the 3-phase fundraise is exactly what the ICO market needs. These guys are using a licensed broker for all contributions with an escrow. And if you go down to their FAQ, you'll see the details of the licensed broker that they're using. I've seen their certificate of incorporation. I haven't seen their the escrow agreement, but I'm going to send an email to their support and find out exactly where that is, because obviously we want to see that and get that published. A global mainstream project. Real vision, real potential, no hype, no lies, and no false promises. Let's go down and look at their team if we're talking no hype, no lies, and no false promises. What immediately caught my attention is this guy right here. Okay, I invested in the Tezos project. I was, an investor or contributor to the Tezos ICO. And Guido, he was part of the Tezos Foundation. He's been part of the Cardano project, and he's also part of the Lisk project as well. Very, very well known in Switzerland, I think it is, and in the crypto market. You can have a look at his LinkedIn from here. He caught my attention right away. The rest of the guys never caught my attention, but when you start to read their bios, you'll understand that they're all very, very well selected in what they do. This guy is, from what I've managed to gather, is the broker. He's the guy that is holding the escrow and protecting everybody's interest in the project, and he's an advisor on a contract to the project. It's a small team, but it's a decent team. They're not overhyping it. Let's take a quick look at their roadmap. In the first quarter of 2019, they commenced the token sale, obviously, which is now. Then they aim to translate the content and into top 10 languages. What else have we got in Q2? Commence application development. So that's obviously at the end of phase 1. Establish the contributor forum committee. This is what protects us as well as members. They have what they're calling 2 wildcard NEDs. The contributor forum creates a committee, I think, and the committee then nominates 2 board members who actually sit on the board of directors of Kuverit, and they have proxied voting power. So it means through the contributor base, the contributor base actually have a voice and a say and a level of control. So their structure is very good of how they've given the community a voice. They're going to launch the beta application in Q3. Contract 2 community voted NEDs. That's what I was just talking about. So the contributor forum nominate these people. They are then appointed to the board of directors and given proxied voting power. Global marketing company. That's another thing that you should have a look at. Let's quickly scroll right the way through these guys' paper. This is, I was surprised to see this. Let's see. Load. Hurry up and load. Okay, take a look at this marketing company. This company is called Splash Worldwide, I think. That's a typo, but their name isn't there. Look, Splash World, it says there. But if you look, they're called Splash Worldwide. Now, I haven't read this in absolute detail, but it's a plan for launching a brand new concept, brand new product, and it's good. It's actually the quotation they've received from Splash. This guy here works at Splash. If you go and look it up, you'll see that. These are the 3 different quotes that they've been given for a media campaign: TV, outdoor, social, I think pay-per-click, TV, outdoor, print, radio, social, pay-per-click. These are the mainstream marketing campaigns they plan to use to launch the application to the mainstream market. Now, I've never seen this before either, but if you take a look at some of the companies that... Here we go. Here it is. Adidas, Nike, Norwegian Air, Mini, BMW, the Hilton, Paul Smith, Barrett Homes, big brands. They've aligned themselves with one of the top marketing companies, it seems, in Europe to actually launch this application to the mainstream market. Let's actually take a look at how the application works. It's very, very simple. It stops peer-to-peer fraud. Imagine having the ability to guarantee any transaction. How many people don't fulfill or carry out transactions because of anxiety, with the person they're transacting with? Nobody trusts anybody these days, and there's a massive need for this in the mainstream market. Clients will be able to request the backing of a guarantor on the application by simply providing details concerning the nature of the contract and the amount of cover required. Kuverit will not facilitate the pairing of clients to guarantors. Instead, this request will go into the open marketplace where guarantors can do their own due diligence and decide if they want to back the client. What it means is that if I want to do a transaction with you and I don't trust you, the potential is I could walk away because I don't trust you and you lose that customer acquisition. Whereas with this application, you can say, I will guarantee the work that I'm doing for you through the Kuverit application. You list the request for the guarantee on this application. Somebody who is a token holder stakes their tokens on your reputation as a guarantee. They are the guarantor. And if the transaction does not go successfully, I can claim my losses from the token staker. That's a phenomenal idea. Very, very simple, but it means that there's no risk. And they say, somewhere I read, where there's a guarantee, there's no risk, which is absolutely true. Now, the use cases for this are, well, there's thousands of use cases for this application. But the fact that it can prevent peer-to-peer fraud, I do a lot of online marketing, as you all know, and I could use this. Personally, I could use this application, and it won't cost me anything to use it either. I can just apply for a guarantee, and I can also use it for clients as well, which is good. So it alleviates customer anxiety. It protects every transaction. but they've also quick reputation check. This is brilliant. Okay, Kuverit's quick trust check lets any user run a background check on the person they are negotiating with, asking a user to confirm their Kuverit ID number, which is the user's public key. You simply enter their ID number. What this more or less is you're dealing with somebody, they're pretending to be somebody, or they're saying they are one person, and I've had this many times when they're not really who they say they are. So within this application, once it's public and mainstream, you ask them for their ID and you can confirm their reputation. Here's a real world scenario. Read the real world scenario. Long story short, somebody on the application puts a guarantee against Amjad's reputation because his profile is very, very good, and Bob is covered. It's as simple as that. And if anything goes wrong, Bob can then claim those tokens back. Now, that can be done on absolutely any transaction. But one of the things I also like about this, you can read about their decentralized claim processing as well. If a claim is filed, then the system deals with the claim, not the company. It goes out to like a voting system. You can read the white paper yourself. You really should read the white paper. It's not that long. It's a very short white paper. It's 22 and it flows very, very well. If you're into your tech, you can assess the application, the platform architecture, but it's the idea, the concept, and the vision of what they're trying to do. Let's just look at their circulating supply, because at the end of the day, money talks and BS walks. Their total circulating supply is going to be 20 billion tokens. Now, when I first seen that, people could think that that's quite a lot. I don't, when you start to actually read how this application is going to work. Here we go. Co-op protection pools. Co-op protection pools are designed to protect losses that cannot be easily protected through mainstream regulated insurance products. Co-op pools can be created by any user. Okay, this is where the 20 billion circulating supply, to me, starts to look like not a big deal at all. This is huge. There are thousands of different niches out there that require protection. Okay, imagine how many of these pools are going to be created. Well, hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions of tokens will be paid into these pools, significantly and consistently reducing the available circulating supply. And obviously, as the app goes mainstream, it will increase the demand. So this number will significantly decrease quite quickly, and they're burning any tokens that are left over after the ICO. So I wouldn't say that the total circulating supply will be 20 billion, but that's how many have been created initially. Here's some examples. High jewelry pool, farmer's loss pool, cosmetic surgery pool. Cosmetic surgery, that's a massive one. I have crowns. They cost me 7,000 if I want to get them replaced. But you can't insure against stupidity. So if I fall over and break them, they're going to cost me £7,000 to get them replaced. So cosmetic surgery I'll probably put into that pool because it'll protect me from having to pay out 7,000 and I can just pay a monthly subscription. This is one of the best projects I have ever seen. A mainstream smartphone application that combats fraud by providing guarantees. You can get a guarantee on anything based on reputation. I think it's bloody brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. I do not see this failing, especially when you look at their marketing campaign and their white paper. The marketing company that they have, they absolutely know what they're doing. Well, they must do. They've got clients like I said, clients like Nike and Adidas and BMW and things like that. So with a company like this, marketing something as simple yet powerful as this, I think, well, to be quite honest, I think it's an absolute no-brainer, especially now at any stage, actually. Let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's take a look at circulating supplies. We need to find a high one, something in the 20s. Okay, there's Cardano, okay? Cardano and Stellar. We'll use these two as an example. Cardano has a circulating supply of 25 billion, and it is not a mainstream project. It's not a mainstream application solving a real world problem. So bear that in mind when we go through this. but they have a circulating supply of 25 billion. Their current price is 5 cents. Bear in mind, we're in a really, really bad bear market at the moment. But let's take it back to, what have we got here? If we take it back, I hate these damn charts. Okay, so when's that? That's in March last year. Okay, now obviously the peak was up here, so let's not take the high price because that may never happen again for a while. It probably will, but not before the end of this ICO. So let's look at it in March last year. March last year, with a circulating supply of 25 billion, Cardano achieved a price of 0.21. 0.21, and it's not a mainstream product. Okay, so there's a coin with a similar circulating supply, that achieved 25 cents. Where are we now? Damn, I need to go back to circulating supply. Let's Stellar. Okay, we'll go into Stellar. January, March will be around here somewhere. There we go. In March, Stellar had a price of 32 cents. So, just factor it in. Factor in a mainstream product. Factor in a company, like Splash Worldwide. They manage the marketing for Fortune 500 companies, and factor in a mainstream project, a mainstream application that actually solves a real problem for the average everyday consumer, and you be the judge. But I totally think that, this application and the token, the KUV token, can achieve prices like this because it's a damn good idea. It solves a real problem, and it's going to be a mainstream smartphone application. This is a phenomenal project. Obviously, the choice to contribute or not is absolutely up to you. But as of right now, the token price is 0.001 in their pre-sale. I think we're looking at a sleeping giant here, to be quite honest. And it's a phenomenal project. It really, really is. And there's their certificate of incorporation, Kuverit Ireland Limited. I like that. They're in Ireland, same place as all the tech companies. So they're doing things right. They're right up there with Zuckerberg and Facebook and everything else. It's so simple. Like, why haven't other ICOs done a model like this? If their projects are legitimate and they've got real potential, then they should be doing a structure like this. But I think this is going to pick up some serious momentum over the next 12 months. What else is there to say? Take a look at this. This is a millionaire maker as far as I'm concerned. A millionaire maker. Fill your boots. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.